Hey, good afternoon. So I told you I'm going to do a framing project. You seem to like my framing projects. The one I did with the fabric on a frame, that one's been viewed so much, I'm surprised. And I'm willing to be a guinea pig, and things might work out and things might not work out. That's just how it is. So here's what we're going to do. Let me show you some of the trauma I go through when I try to figure this out. Here's my elephant, my special drill elephant. I did not like all this white. I did not want to just cut this on this little black line. See the black line around him? I did not want to just cut it out on that black line and slap it in a frame like that. I thought it was too much white. So my thought is, I'm going to cut him out. I'm going to cut him out all the way around, and then I'm going to mount him on a piece of poster board that is going to fit in a frame. So I was at Dollar General one day. I found this frame. It is $6. Okay, it's $6. I'm going to use this frame, and I'm going to cut out poster board, use this mat that's in here to cut out a piece of poster board to mount him on. I think my biggest issue is going to be getting these cardboard corners off. They are all stapled in here like crazy, so that's going to take me some work to get those undone. My next issue is, what color? Oh my goodness, what color am I going to put it on? I see yellows. I see some red. He's outlined in this darker blue, like a sapphire blue, but part of him is silver. Two legs are silver. The rest is all blue outline. But he's got red stones. He's got these blue stones. He's got yellow flowers. What color? I kept putting this on different ones. I bought two yellows. One's a bright yellow that I've had, and I thought I would use him. Put him on the bright yellow. Then when I was at Michael's, I found a light yellow, and I thought, okay, maybe the light yellow. And I'm thinking it would bring out the yellows. But then I also found this at Michael's. Didn't even really think this was going to match this so well. But all of these little, not the small, tiny rhinestones, but you see the aqua light blue ones? I'm like, okay, yep, I think this is the one. So see, I go back and forth with this for so long before I make a decision. I'm just going for it. It's going to be this blue, which I just got. So I bought the little scissors at Michael's. It's in one of my videos. I don't know if you'll see the video before or after this one. But I'm going to cut this out. Now, my big issue is these rhinestones hang over the edge. They were intended to be that way. They're not right on the elephant. They hang off. My concern is that when I cut these out, I can't get all the white out because I can't get right up to those rhinestones. But we're going to get as close as we can, and I'm thinking putting it on the blue, it might just blend in a little better. If I ruin this, I ruin it. What do I do? But I'm going to try it. I'm not going to cut this whole thing out on camera, but I'm going to start. I'm a little scared, but here we go. I'm just cutting him up. Making me nervous. So I'm going to see how close I can get to these rhinestones and get as much of the white off. Can you see what I'm doing? Get as much of the white off as I can when I cut this. And hopefully you won't see a bunch of it. I'll make this easier. I'm just going to kind of cut this piece off. This is so making me nervous, you guys. Just cutting this up. I did spend $19 for it. So, cutting, right? Get close, and try not to move them too much. But this is what I'm going to do, all right? I am not going to have you sit here and watch me cut out the whole thing because that's kind of boring. But this is what I'm doing, all right? And we're going to give this a shot, and you know what? We'll see how it looks, all right? So I'm going to keep cutting, and I'll be back. This with you. I'm feeling kind of like Ella, you know? She goes into her boyfriend's domain and looks at the tools and is like, how do I make this work, right? So this is like really a pain. These little staples are stapled right into the frame, and I'm trying to figure out how to get them out. So I figured out if I pull the cardboard off all the way like this, then I can kind of pull the cardboard out, and I get in here on this little itty bitty screwdriver, and I get in here and I can get this little itty bitty screwdriver underneath this. Well, see, now it's not going to work. There we go. Underneath the cardboard and the staple a little bit. Then I found these big bad boys right here. Grab a hold with this honking pair of pliers and pull it out. That's what I'm having to do for all these staples, and there's like 12 of them. Ridiculous. Cheap frame. What can I say? Back off, and I'm just going to lay it on this poster board. And I'm just going to go for it. I could draw lines and all that stuff, but I'm just going to take my X-Acto knife and I'm just going to cut it out. So just hold on a minute while I cut, and we'll get this done. Hopefully I'm digging in deep enough that I can do this in one shot. So now, excuse me as I give you my back a little bit because I have to turn this way. I made it to that corner. Now, hopefully I dug deep enough that I can just lift this up. So let's see. Oh, look, I did. I cut all the way through. Perfect. All right, cool. So here's my blue. That's going to make my background for my elephant. Now let's talk about the elephant. Here he is. He's all cut out. This did take some time and took some patience. And I did the best I could to get the white. Now I noticed when I was cutting this out, I could kind of push the rhinestones in a little bit as I was cutting, push them back onto the canvas a little better. And you know what? Challenge me. Go ahead. Complain about the white you can see. Go ahead. I don't care if you see a little bit. I really don't think you see too much. I think it looks fine. And then look, what happens when you put him on this blue background? I don't think you're going to really notice it at all. And if you're going to get that picky, well, then take it somewhere else. I think it looks good. All right? So I'm going to adhere him to this, and then he's going to be ready to just pop into that frame, right? I think I'm going to, he's got a lot of wiggly pieces. I don't know if I'm going to try to spray the back of him with adhesive, use some tape. Either way, I think it's going to work as long as I don't get it on the blue part. So anyhow, I think it's going to be beautiful, and he's going to go in the frame, and I'll show you in a minute how I finished it up. Now, my daughter did give me a suggestion on how I could have done this, if I would have thought a long time ago. You could cut him out ahead of time, and then even glue it down before you even drilled it, and then drill, and your drills would just hang off, and you wouldn't have that problem. But anyhow, I don't think this is too bad. If you look really close and you get really up in his business, you can see some of that white, but I don't think it matters that much. If you get that close to examine it, then you need to have more to do with your life. So I'll come back in a minute and show you when he's in the frame. I decided to use the spray adhesive, and I just sprayed spray adhesive on the back of the elephant. And I eyeballed this one, which I don't really do ever, but there wasn't any way I could really measure it. It wasn't ever going to be even, but I didn't do too bad, I don't think. I love that the silver frame complements the silver rhinestones, and the blue brings out all of that teal blue color in the elephant, and I'm pretty happy with it. So there's another framing video. Like, subscribe. I'm going to try to come up with some more ideas, so stay tuned. See ya.